Hi guys, welcome to our channel, Keeping It Real Estate with John and Tracey. And I was just sitting here thinking about folks that are moving to our area. I just talked with another person that wants to relocate to Idaho, and a lot of questions come up when you're moving to a new area, and we do work with a lot of people relocating, and a lot of those questions come up over and over again. So I just thought I would take a moment just to cover a few of them you might find helpful. But one of the biggest things that comes up is folks say, hey, I do not want to live in a high crime area. And I do have to chuckle a little bit because we don't have a high crime area. um, we are fairly rural, we're not super highly populated, and we do not have a lot of crime. So there's really not a part of town that I could say, or an area where I feel unsafe or that I'm going to be accosted or vandalized in any sort of way. Not to say that we don't have incidences of that, we just don't have a lot of it. So, fairly safe anywhere you go. Another thing that comes up is folks say, I'm really concerned about winter, and I don't want to be stuck in my house for days on end, not being able to get to the store. I will tell you that it snows here every winter. May not snow at the same time every year, but we definitely do expect winter, and we are very well dialed in on the snow removal. We have a lot of roads to plow. We cover a lot of ground, and we do it very well. And so if you're on a publicly maintained road, or if you're on a school bus route, you're going to be able to get into town no problem. Access will not be an issue. Our snow plow crews and road crews are going to be out there early in the morning hours laying down de-icer, so that you're not going to encounter a lot of issues with slipperiness, especially on hillsides. They also get out and plow all hours of the night and morning, so that getting into town during the morning, and school buses during the morning drive time, that everybody can get where they need to go. I would say that it shouldn't be an issue unless you live really, really rural, and maybe you live on a private maintained road. And in that case, it might be you maintaining the road, or a group of neighbors, or somebody designated to handle that. And it can be a little more challenging in that regard, especially if we have a lot of snowfall, over and over again in succession. I used to live northeast of Sandpoint, way back into National Forest, and we had a mile-long driveway, and we did have a plan for it, but it was a bit more challenging. So just ask your realtor a little bit more about the road system, and we can help you understand how much access is going to be there. Another thing that comes up all the time is taxation. A lot of folks coming from other areas across the country may be experiencing some high taxes and some current concerns in those areas. We do it a little differently. Every state does. And speaking for Kootenai County, which covers Coeur d'Alene, Post Falls, Hayden, Rathdrum, Hauser, parts of Spirit Lake, and so forth. Our taxation varies from city to city. It really depends on the levies, the school bonds, any of the services that are provided, and how much ground they have to cover is going to relate to the taxation for that area. So in Kootenai County right now, Post Falls is one of the highest taxed areas, and Rathdrum is one of the lowest. One thing to know about North Idaho, well, actually Idaho, is that we are a homestead state. So if you live in your home at least 6 months out of the year as a primary residence, you can apply for and receive a homeowner's exemption. And this will reduce your tax amount annually, because it will exempt up to $100,000 of the value of your house from taxation. So it'll reduce your tax rates. Now, you can only have one of those. It's only on a primary residence, but it is a nice benefit here. Another thing that comes up is the cost to license your vehicles, or some of the taxes that you pay and services that you pay for here. And Idaho is very cost conscious, and so we have a flat rate for registering your vehicles and transferring plates and things of that nature. So it's not a huge burden. It's actually a great surprise when people move here, which is nice. We have a number of schools. That's another thing that comes up. We have private and a number of public schools for junior high, high school, and we have charter schools and Montessori schools. We have a wide variety of schools and a number of great colleges. So there's much to choose from. Our website actually has some information on that. Another thing that comes up is hospitals. Do we have ample medical care? And we have Kootenai Health, which is tied into the Mayo Clinic, which offers world-class medical care. We have North Idaho Specialty Hospitals, which is doctor-run facilities that offer some really awesome, practices, and they are somebody you want to check into as well. So those kinds of things come up. Shopping, we do have here in the Coeur d'Alene area, we have access to all the major chain stores and chain restaurants are here. Costco, Lowe's, Home Depot, Macy's, Fred Meyer's, Kohl's, and on we go. So we have, much to choose from right here locally, a number of, great restaurants. We have a lot of local providers and purveyors of great goods and services right here, breweries, manufacturing and so forth. So there's a wide variety, and then we're right adjacent to Spokane, Washington, so that's, offers even more. So you're not going to miss out. May not have everything you're used to, but we'll have everything you need. One other thing to tell you about Idaho is we're a non-disclosure state. So that means when a house is sold, we do not publish the sales price. So sometimes we get asked about that, why you can't find that information. So you do need to have an agent to get that information. But Idaho is rather conservative, and they do like to protect the people in the state and give them, protection about information that's shared and keep their taxes low and provide some great services. So I'm sure you might have some other questions that come up. Those are the ones that we get asked most commonly. And so I thought I would just spend a moment and explain a few of those things to you. But be sure and message us here or on our website at johntindall.com, or email one of us. Our contact information is below. If you have any questions about relocating, we do have a relocation package we'd be happy to send you and get you in touch with all of the people and services you might need when you're making a move to our area. Thanks so much for watching, and we will talk to you soon here on this channel or somewhere else. Have a great night.